Chapter 2022 Summoning Back. Li Changgong and Zhu Ke were both in Zhang Yi's shadow space, and he didn't let anyone come out to help him. Because against this kind of guy, ordinary attacks are meaningless. Before, the seal technique was used to seal the ghost territory, but that ability was only effective temporarily and could not trap the ghost territory for a long time. Therefore, special means must be used. Zhang Yi closed his eyes and silently said in his heart, "Ling, I have come to Mammon's sealed place. Please give me some hints and tell me what to do next." His spirit can already connect to the ether, and he often communicates with Ling in his dreams. This is the first time he has tried this while awake. But soon, he really sensed a familiar breath. Boom. His eyes were dark, and when his heart was clear, the whole world around him fell into emptiness. He emitted sound waves around like a radar. Then he got a response. Zhang Yi suddenly opened his eyes and looked at Mammon's body, at the heart. Look carefully, you can find a terrible wound there. That was left behind by the four knights when they fought. Although it was tightly clamped by Mammon's body and sunken, Zhang Yi did see that it was a passage into Mammon's body. Ling's human body is right there. Zhang Yi took a deep breath, then dived headfirst into Mammon's chest. At the same time, his left hand made a move in the air, and the huge spear of Longinus also appeared in his hand, firmly controlled by the chain formed by his divine refining. The surrounding area had already become a big battle, with hundreds of the most elite human aliens fighting against the Phantom Leader and the large number of Phantom Walker Corps they brought. Zhang Yi's attempt to get closer certainly attracted the attention of the Phantom Leader. Other aliens also noticed that something was wrong with him. "Chaos, what are you doing?" Olib held the holy sword of flame and descended into the group of Phantom Walkers like a god. The flames of Judgment Day surrounded the entire space around him, instantly burning a large number of little ghosts to ashes. Zhang Yi said, "Stab the spear of Longinus into Mammon's heart." This explanation was very reasonable, and Olib was even a little moved. "You actually went to complete such a dangerous task alone?" He shouted to the other members of the Knights Templar, "Support chaos at all costs and open up a path for him." Yes. The sun and moon angels stood back to back and began a beautiful round dance. The two of them practiced the combined attack technique to perfection and even had a telepathic connection and could cooperate perfectly without words. The moon angel Serial unfolded his moonlight domain, and the moonlight was like mercury pouring down, making the surrounding space muddy. The vines of the Blood Corpse Tree King wanted to stab Zhang Yi, but were blocked. The sun angel Middelin, holding a huge sword, rushed over with a roar, and the sun-chasing holy light was burning, and he cut off the vines with one sword. Other aliens also took action to help Zhang Yi open up a path. Zhang Yi was moved. The previous efforts were not in vain. However, these leaders of the Ghost Walk certainly would not watch Zhang Yi approach. Especially the huge spear of Longinus made them feel uncomfortable, and it was the sealing power they hated the most. The wailing of the two-faced angel was even more shrill, but she could not do anything to deal with Zhang Yi at this time. Because Changwon listened to Zhang Yi's words and thought that this weird angel was the target that should be solved first. The black hair like a waterfall attacked the two-faced angel, and the white Bagua diagram suspended in the sky was shining. It was a power that specifically restrained the Druk giant god and wanted to seal it completely. The two-faced angel wailed angrily, and the wailing sound came from the mouth of the black fallen angel. Her mouth opened to the limit and shot a black light of destruction at Changwon. The beam was a breath of destruction, which was extremely similar to Zhang Yi's void power. This energy represents the opposite side of this world. However, compared with Zhang Yi, the power of the two-faced angel is pure, and it is also a terrifying power that can annihilate all existence in the material world. Faced with this power, Changwon did not dare to be careless. The hair on his head had formed a huge maze in this space, and his black hair was everywhere. He stepped on the hair and moved quickly, narrowly avoiding the attack of the dark matter light. Is this the attack of one of the 7 Druk giant gods? Feeling the destructive power, Changwan was still in fear. If I am hit by accident, I am afraid that my body will turn into nothingness. His vertical pupils shrank, and the purple light was flickering. The next moment, purple flames burned at the end of his hair, and then quickly extended in the direction of the two-faced angel. Tung! The raging flames burned, and in an instant they reached the two-faced angel from the end of the hair, completely surrounding her from front to back. The purple flames were extremely charming, with an intoxicating breath, and extremely deadly. This flame is highly poisonous, can easily melt metal, and has continuous corrosive damage. The pure white side of the two-faced angel has always kept his eyes closed and sighed, as if he couldn't bear to see such a battle. She clasped her hands together and prayed silently. The dark angel opened her arms, and dozens of black dark matter spheres emerged from her palms to her arms. She raised her arms and threw the dark matter spheres out. In the void, those dark spheres became extremely huge in an instant, as if the space was opened up, forming dozens of black holes. Those densely packed, overlapping hairs and purple flames were all swallowed up by the black holes. Changwan's eyes were cold, and a bad feeling emerged in his heart. Ancestor, bless me. You set me here. You must have seen the future when I completed the seal. He raised the bronze shield in his left hand. It was the mysterious shield given to him by Longzi. It was made of the most advanced technology of the dragon race and was protected by the special abilities of his ancestors. This bronze shield could offset the damage caused by the Nether territory. Why is it me, not Senior Yuanemo, who came? There must be some special reason. Wait, could it be that the key to sealing Mammon is not in me, but in... He looked at the humans fighting around him. Humans are indeed weak, but in just over 3 years after the end of the world, they have grown to such a level. It must be said that this most disgusting and feared human race in history has indeed shown some extraordinary qualities. Chapter 2023 Mammon's Body. Changwan's eyes fell, and at this moment, he just saw Zhang Yi rushing towards Mammon's chest with a spear of Longinus. The sealed object? Changwan frowned slightly. This thing was similar to the bronze box he brought, and both could temporarily suppress Mammon and delay its recovery. This was the only thing they could do now. At present, his actions were stopped by the leader of the Ghost Walker, but if Zhang Yi took action together, his pressure would be much relieved. Let me see how far you can go. Changwan thought secretly in his heart. As for Zhang Yi, he didn't admit it, but he had some expectations in his heart. After all, he was the one who made him suffer. Under the abyss, the space is very large, but it seems a bit small as a battlefield. Alib held the holy sword of flame, burning these ghost walkers with holy fire, while holding the Dead Sea Scrolls in his left hand, chanting holy words for prayer. Let's work together to open up a way for chaos. Alib shouted. Zhang Yi gave him a thumbs up in his heart. This brother is smart. I didn't expect that he was so attentive before I spoke. Seeing this, the aliens and other teams rushed to Zhang Yi's direction to help him clear the passage, even though they were too busy at the moment. Because now they had to prove that they were not traitors. The canyon is only a few thousand meters wide, which is not too wide compared to the countless ghost walkers and aliens in the valley. It is precisely because of this that the Blood Corpse Tree King did not appear completely. This is not a good thing for it, because it is a plant, and after leaving the area where it has been entrenched for many years, it can't play many abilities in this place. On the Columbia side, Pluto John Heisenberg also released his 5 personalities. He fully demonstrated his strength and aroused the vigilance of others on the battlefield, because each of his personalities actually has the strength of a bishop. Moreover, each personality has different abilities. It is better to say that 5 souls live in the same body than to say that one person is split into 5 people. What a great battlefield! A hoarse voice came from the mouth of Styx, the god of the Styx, and his dark eyes fixed on the huge dragon corpse winding down from above. The long dragon composed of the corpses of the strong brought a strong sense of oppression. Let's deal with this. Hee. He raised his dry claws, and a huge Styx emerged from under his feet. It was a huge river composed of the blood and corpses of the dead. The goddess of night drew down the curtain of night, making this space fall into the realm of night. Only the blessed people could see everything clearly. The king of the underworld likes to deal with such undead the most, which can bring his abilities to the extreme. Sharon raised the oars and rowed the ferry on the sticks. The sticks rolled up and wrapped up the huge dragon corpse. The ominous breath from the sticks made the dragon corpse very angry, and the undead on it also burst out with terrible attacks, shooting indiscriminately around. The three-headed dog of hell and the Hydra had already rushed up on the sticks, biting off the corpse of a strong man in one bite, then tearing it apart viciously and swallowing it into his stomach. Roar! The purple dragon tyrant god revealed his true form and entangled with the Hydra. His palm turned into a sharp blade, wrapped in purple thunder, and directly cut off one of the Hydra's heads. But unexpectedly, after the Hydra's head was cut off, a new one soon grew out. Tyrant God was furious and continued to attack, cutting off several heads in succession. But no matter how he chopped, the Hydra's head would regenerate. A mighty knight in golden armor came out of the darkness, accompanied by magma, forming a huge phoenix behind him. His eyes could not see things because of the power of the goddess of night, but even if he lost the light, he could rely on the warrior's instinct to feel the enemies around him. This guy seems to be as hard to kill as us. Flame wings grew from his back, and he soared into the air. After Tyrant Jedi cut off a head of the Hydra, he directly inserted the giant sword burning with magma into its neck. The flames shot up into the sky, and the hot red magma burned the head of the Hydra, making it unable to regenerate quickly. On the other side, Sharon had already jumped high with a paddle and smashed the head of the Golden Knight with a paddle. Bang! The Golden Knight raised his sword to meet the enemy, and the paddle hit the sword, making a dull sound. Two ancient and modern people who have trained their physical strength to the extreme are in a fierce collision. The entire abyss has been almost boiling. If the sealed place was not left by the ancient super strong, it would have been blown up long ago. Gaga. Zhang Yi just made a move to fly towards Mammon's heart, which immediately attracted the attention of all the leaders of the Phantom. Allah blocked the attack of the Blood Corpse Tree King for him, but the next moment, the dragon corpse shook and dozens of corpses fell directly. The corpses were connected to pipes behind them. After the pipes were detached, they moved independently, and their eyes revealed a blood-red light and rushed straight to Zhang Yi. Although these corpses were not the top strongmen, there were too many of them, enough to cause great trouble to Zhang Yi. Zhang Yi was unwilling to waste time. He used the time-second hand in his left eye to confirm the landing point of all the corpses, and at the same time, his right eye activated the ability to control and distort. God's domain purification. He predicted all the movements of the opponent in advance and directly distorted the space. With a move of God's domain purification, it was as if a giant god in the void had grabbed them all together with his big hand. The sound of bones breaking came, and many of the corpses were broken, and even the bones turned into ashes. But even if they were squeezed into a ball like this, they soon separated again, and their bodies were repaired again. The undead cannot return to the ether, so they will remain in this world as undead. Zhang Yi instantly activated the ability of Space Shuttle and came to Mammon's chest. Even though the giant's body was torn, it still gave people a sense of inviolability. He tried to use a little force, pushing the armor on his arm inward, trying to tear open a gap. But no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't tear open even a tiny gap. This body had once blocked a meteor. Hualala dash. A large number of ghost walkers rushed towards Zhang Yi from all angles in the abyss. Many ghost walkers lay on Mammon's body, roaring at Zhang Yi, not allowing him to get close. Bang, bang, bang. A violent collision sounded, and the huge meat mountain bounced like a ball in the canyon and quickly hit Zhang Yi's position. Dear viewers, thanks for staying with me. We'll try to get you more updates. Please like and subscribe and share the video with your friends. Love you all.